Alright, this is the area right here where I keep my clothes and stuff. And we're gonna see if these fuckers fuck around with my shit. This is my new tent. And these are the areas here in these bushes. And they've been talking about over at the University of San Diego, they've been getting gang stalkers around me saying, why don't you steal her shit? And this is where my shit's hidden at. Okay? Yeah. And I've also been physically gestured by city employees as I walked up that sidewalk over there, and they're out there working at times. That happened in August. And a couple times when I was waiting at the bus stop over at 928. So we're going to see what kind of bullshit. They're also getting outside of the trolley of when I'm at the trolley station. And making statements around me on the trolley, why don't you steal her shit? Now, all my property at all times when I'm out and about in the community is with me. So the only way that they could steal my shit is to come up in here and screw around with it, okay, while I'm gone. Yeah. See, because the whole goal for them is to try and get documentation about Target being homeless, even though they're the ones who stole my rent. It's a nationwide syndicate. Go to Google and type in a gang stalker confesses. It's a manifesto online of a manager who hosts gang stalking crews, and he literally says when a target goes from one state to the next, the syndicate in the previous state will pay off the syndicate in the state the target's going to take over in a campaign towards a target. Homelessness is all over the internet as far as what they do to a target, how they create it. Sylvia Almarillas is a gang stalking target here in San Diego. They're stealing her credit card payments that are mailed certified mail return receipt here in San Diego, the same way I mailed my rent in Gibbo, Michigan. And it's a nationwide syndicate, so they operate on the same template of schemes and tactics and methods. Look, gang stalking is going on in every single state in the union. It's going on at a feverish scale. You would not believe what's all over the internet in reference to gang stalking and organized stalking. And there's hundreds of thousands of blogs, YouTube videos, and you would not believe what is online concerning this crime and how it's happening in every state in the union. California is a hotbed for it, and these people use the tactic of direct conversation to get around me when I'm out and about my route to make me fearful that something's going to happen. Yeah, that's why they'll get around me and say, why don't you steal her stuff? Okay, it's the same exact statements I hear through the electronic harassment at this location. Now, I've already found some YouTube videos about electronic harassment. It's from a guy that does, his YouTube channel is called MarsBoy265 or something like that. And he talks about when electronic harassment, he says that the people that hear electronic harassment, what they hear is regurgitated by the physical gang stalkers along the routes. In other words, what they hear being transmitted to them in reference to how they're harassed through electronic harassment, what's being said to them through the electronic harassment, is also physically regurgitated along the route. In other words, what is stated in the electronic harassment that a target hears is then also stated by physical gang stalkers along the target's route. At this location, they have transmitted to me, why don't you steal her stuff? Then they get along my route and will say the same thing, delivering it through the tactic of direct conversation that can be found at www.gangstalkingworld.com. And this is what they do in order to be able to initiate and potentiate and reinforce fear that they're going to steal my stuff. Yeah. Because they figure if they do it through clever means, all they have to do is deny that it was done intentionally. By saying we came up here to do landscaping and it's not our fault your stuff was here, it shouldn't have been here to begin with, even though they're the ones who stole your rent. Because the whole goal is to form the association in your mind they're going to do it before they do it. Then when they do it, you know the truth, but you can't prove it. Because they're doing it in ways to where it looks like normal appearing things that are supposed to happen, like landscaping. And you see how they operate? And I made prediction files in my digital tape recorder that once I started getting proof and started exposing this, they were going to come after me and my property here at this location. And that's exactly what they're doing, because they know that ever since I've gotten a video from MTS that is totally altered, can be proved that it's altered, it's online right now. It was uploaded to the internet on January 8th, 2012. Copblock posted it on their webpage, and over 1,000 people have viewed it in less than a month. that between that and me catching little gang stalkers admitting to my face that they were put on the bus to harass me, that being caught in digital audio file, uploaded to a YouTube file, also the proof that's online also in reference to me catching electronic harassment at this location, and the same electronic harassment was used to alter a video at this location and at USD in the same exact manner. A professor over at USD noticed it because he's a professor in communication specializing in videos and images. He noticed it and posted it on First Post. Yeah, see? So this is getting out. Between me literally catching 3 teenagers admitting to my face and to my digital recorder they didn't know was on, they literally flat out admitted to me that they were put on the bus to harass me. I uploaded what was caught on digital audio file to a video, like I'm making right now, and then uploaded that to YouTube. Also, in the past week, I have caught gang stalking on 2 different occasions happening in reference to what they did right after I predicted they were going to do it at 2 separate locations, a trolley station and at USD. Those have been uploaded to YouTube. So they see that this proof is being accumulated. Friday, just last Friday, they staged an incident on the bus, on the same bus route they had me assaulted on, after I predicted it right before I got on the bus. And it happened right after I got on the bus. That was caught on digital audio file and is now going to be uploaded to YouTube in the next couple days. So they know that I'm getting all this proof, undeniable proof. So now they're coming after me where I live at, by making statements around me saying, why don't you steal our stuff, by stating the same thing through electronic harassment, and then getting city employees to come in here and do landscaping, and as a result my property is either damaged beyond repair or stolen. And then all they have to do is use the excuse, well, we were scheduled to come down here to do this anyways. We can't help it that you were here. You weren't supposed to be here to begin with. Even though this is the same exact tactic they used in Dearborn when they used the Dearborn gang stalkers towards me. They always associate themselves to what they're going to do before they do it. That way, when they do it, mentally I know who is responsible for it. But I can't prove it, because all they have to do is deny it and say, this was a scheduled thing for us to do anyways, and you shouldn't have been here to begin with, even though me being here is a direct result of them stealing my rent. And this is how they operate, to be able to get away with the crime by normal appearing means, by having city workers come down here and take my stuff because it's not supposed to be here, or damage it as a result of them landscaping, and then I gotta replace it money-wise. And then they just figure if I go and complain about it, then they'll have documentation that I'm here to begin with, and then a cop comes up to evict me. Yeah, see how they operate? The whole goal is to disseminate hate about what they're doing and getting away with, because they're syndicated to the cops, so how am I going to get help? Yeah, they figure just go ahead and do it, because who am I going to run to? Can't run to the cops. The cops are directly involved in this. It's all over my blogs before and after the MTS assault, about how the cops were directly involved in this crime back in 2006 and again in 2011. They won't take one police report. They wouldn't take one when I called the cops just this last Friday when an incident happened on the bus, after I predicted it would happen before I got on the bus. Before I even entered the bus, I made a prediction in my verbal prediction in my digital tape recorder that something's going to happen, and within 55 seconds after I get on the bus, a guy calls me a fucking bitch. So I called 911. Now, what's the likelihood of that happening if this gang stalking, which means they get along your routes to harass you on the bus, the same exact bus route they had me brutally assaulted on. They know I'm catching this proof. They know that they can't get around this proof, so what they're going to try and do is steer me away from this location right here by trying to get me to go downtown and complain about what they're doing to me towards me here through clever means, by coming in here and stealing my property or damaging it, and by making it appear that this damage or theft was done through normal appearing means by landscaping down here. All of a sudden, right after I start getting major proof that I am getting gang stalked and that proof is being uploaded, right when all this proof is gotten and it's being uploaded, then they start coming down here to do the cleaning. And I predicted that they would do that within the first 2 weeks of me being here, that's what the excuse that they were literally going to initially use to try and get me out of here. And why is that? Look who's behind me. The very FBI. And I'm being electronically harassed and remotely neurally monitored here, right next door to the FBI. How's that going to look? My name is Leslie Williams. Today's date is February 19th, 2012.